I believe the #1 best opportunity for entry into the Marcellus, unless you want to be a lawyer and do that stuff, or you want to get out there and be a welder, or you want to get out there and transport water or whatever, the #1 opportunity is water. Water is everything you read about in the paper. They need the water. They're not going to let them keep going out and getting fresh water. They're not going to keep letting them dumping it back into the environment. You're going to have to reuse water, or you're going to have to move out of the Marcellus Shale. So reuse rather than release. We're going to reuse that water rather than release it back into the environment, and it's been done. We've done it on thousands of stages, hundreds of wells, and the beauty of it is it's clean salt water, and there's a lot of halides down in there in formation. Clean salt water actually fracks the well better than fresh water. More weight, higher osmotic pressure, higher specific gravity, more dissolved constituents, cracks the rock better. So clean salt water is their target. They won't tell you that because that industry isn't sharing anything. These are the reasons for reuse, and I'll go through this fast. It's occurring in an environmentally sensitive region. We need to reduce the amount of fresh water withdrawn from the environment. We need to be compliant with the DEP regulations. This is done. That's an old slide. We have now eliminated publicly owned treatment works. They can't take water anymore. And then we need to demonstrate to the public that low impact development is possible. I mean, steel industry, coal industry, mining industry, all those people went in, made their billions and millions, created jobs. This industry can. It's just they're under the limelight of the internet. These are the types of technologies that are out there. This is the one I'm using, which is basically flocculation, sedimentation, filtration. Make the particle bigger, let it settle out, filter it, give them back clean and fresh water for reuse. You can look at some of these other fancier things, but none of those are really necessary. But you need to understand that those technologies exist. This is my design, a couple mixed tanks, a lamellar style clarifier, plate and frame press, sludge thickener. Sludge goes to a landfill as a non-hazardous material. Water goes back to the operator for 100% reuse. This is an example of a modular system. Now you can have stationary systems that are out there that bring water into their facility, they truck it off, they treat it, and they do whatever they need to do. I like this design because these guys don't want to have trucks on the road. They don't want to pay for the diesel. They don't want to pay for the transportation. So they're going to put something up that is somewhat temporary but somewhat permanent. They're going to put all their treatment equipment in it. They're going to get their switch gear and their chemical storage tanks and all that stuff. And they're going to treat water for 3 or 4 months, get off that pad and go to the next location. Here's an example of a stationary system. This guy physically brings it in, sets it up on the well pad, and treats the water here. Here's his clarifier. Here's his plate and frame press. This was a heated trailer because chemicals do freeze in the wintertime. Here's his chemical feed. So whether it's stationary, modular, or mobile, the best opportunity as I see it, if you guys want to jump into this market and make money, is get into water treatment because it is the key enabler to our Marcellus Shale development. Water, 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 water. You don't need pads cleared. You don't need all that other infrastructure unless these guys have access to water to hydrofrack. These are some of the other technologies that I won't get into, but membrane technology and reasons why it's good and bad. Electrocoagulation's the new market darling. I won't use the joke that I use because there's women in the room, but it gets you halfway there, but it doesn't do the job. Simple filtration's another way to do it. These are the types of chemicals that are used. I gave this presentation to Pittsburgh Chemical Day last week, so a lot of chemical people in the room, they wanted to know what chemicals can I sell that industry, and those are typical acids, alkalis, coagulants, flocculants, biocides, anaphone. This is our process. We simply take water from the environment. These are the frac tanks that they store the water in. This could just as easily be a pit that's lined. They'll frac the well. They'll store the flow back again in a pit or a series of tanks. It'll go to in this particular instance, it'll go to a mobile, a modular, or a stationary treatment plant. It's sent back to them, store treated water, and then we take it back and we repeat the process. Zero discharge.
When you say get into the treatment of water, what are you referring to? Become an investor?
I would, I mean, if I had money, I lost all mine. I was tech market. I was loaded in Enron. And tell me, WorldCom was, I had a good position in WorldCom. I have no money left. But if I had money and I wanted to do something, I would put a water treatment plant together, like I just showed you earlier.
Cost for the water treatment plant?
The modular system's 1.5 million. The mobile system's about 700,000. That's to get in, and then your operators, your sludge disposal and all that's going to run you about $2 a barrel. You charge them 3 to 4, and you make your 25 to 50 margin.
That's not a lot of money at all.
No, really isn't. Well, I mean,
You haven't told us about this.
I mean.